What's up, everyone? Sorry.
Go for it.
Welcome back to Stackz Gaming. We got our third place, our local Dragunity player here who you've seen on the channel multiple times, multiple tops, first places, second places, everything.
Cheers.
She's back again, back at it, and back with more Dragunity.
Yep, it's been a good minute, and came back, did a couple card choices. I really haven't played for a good minute, so not sure how the meta was going and all that, but I figured, okay, see what's up, check the ban list. It didn't affect me at all because, apparently everybody wanted to run 3 Magnamuthas. I ran 1, and, guess what? Nothing happened.
That insane ban list that affected the whole meta.
Hilarious. And I was thinking it was only like 4 cards, too. Okay, everybody, well, here it is, my 3rd place Dragunity Bystial, even though it only has like 4 Bystials in the whole deck.
Still Bystial.
Alright, so we're going to start it off with 3 Dragunity Remuses. The classic always to Ravine and then brings itself back. Synchros, it's a classic always. Then 1 Dragunity Legatus. Used to be 2, fluctuated to 1. I only need the 1. It's been pretty chill. Sinks into Gayderg and all that. 1's been good. 1 Blackwing Zephyros, always been clutch for years on end, bouncing that ravine, getting an extra search off of it. Always the joy of that 400 in the face. 1 Dragunity Phalix still. Phalix is always going to be the clutch to go into my 8s. It's going to be linking off into my Heralds, the Heavenly Spears, like all the joy for that one. 1 Dragunity Armor Misilivan. Misilivan's always going to be the clutch to exceed, going to be the clutch to synchro, even link if I ever need to. It's like all of the above at that point. I'm going to go into 2 Dragunity Gisarmes. This card has actually been pretty clutch in the deck. If I ever need to get the revival to go into my 7 and 10, or if I just want to go into a Black Rose, I'll, either or thanks to Whirlwind.
Oh, yeah, right here. That's better.
Oh, good to know.
No good there.
Okay, so all chill there. 1 Starfleet Separate. This card's always been really good because it allows me to get back the Bystial Rebellion from the grave to my hand. On top of that, the search for it, like tributing it off, it's always been really good altogether. Samsara Dragon. Samsara Dragon's always going to be the 1 in grave, so I could banish it out, get the Misilivan. But I could always get extra targets too to get that extra summon, but Samsara's always been pretty clutch in that way. 1 Rocky Balboa, nicknamed East Valley Baby Rock. This little guy, my goodness, so many times I'll go with Gayderg and he goes at me into the 8s I need. Always comes in clutch. Dragon Buster, this little guy, whenever I get him out with Leviathan, I'm able to do Buster Lock. Classic, people love their extra deck, so no special summon for the extra deck. Everybody loves him. 1 Tempest, like Dragon Ruler, everybody loves their Dragon Rulers. This is a wind primary deck, so like Tempest has always been good for Dragunities. 1 Dragunity Armor Leviathan goes into the Buster Lock with the little Dragon Buster, so it's like always pretty clutch when I have those 2 on the board, no extra decks and all that. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Banish a dragon, can bring him out, but more than half the time I'm getting him out for free from an Tomb, so he's always really good, get that free summons.
Classic.
Bystial Rebellion, the first of the Bystial side. These guys always legit. I always send them to the grave with Serenin. It's always clutch. It's always there for me. Always comes out by tributing off of Redum after it's 0/0. Bystial Drewsworm, only 1 of as well. So Drewsworm, whether I'm linking him off or sending him off for something else, he's always going to take out a special summon monster. Always comes in handy and clutch. Bystial Magnamutha, the now at 1, but it's always been at 1 for me, so it doesn't do anything for me, but Magnamutha is always good.
They hindered your deck.
Oh yeah, because I run at 1, so yeah, real hinder. The one that nobody likes but I love, Bystial Serenin, the one that gets no love. Like legitimately the frowns he gets, it's like he goes to the grave and gets a little bit into the grave. It's exactly what you need.
We got another player over here just looking, showing his pleasure to that card. How happy he likes the card.
My 1 and only Fallen Out Baz always comes in handy. If I ever need to do a cross out against a branded or any of the above, or I could always use Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spears to bring him out, use on my opponent's turn. I believe something of the sort happened today, but nothing too crazy. Koyokamiro Drago, always in case if I can't go in the Albaz, I'll go Drago to cut off lights and darks, because I know a lot of people still tend to special summon lights and darks, and bringing him out right there as just a static, it's always a really good static. One Ghost Ogre, you know, pop out the stuff that's on the board. Always there is a hand trap, cross out target, all of the above.
Get one of, I always see you get it. Jeez.
Ghost Bell, another one of. I don't see her often, but I've used her for cross out as well. So it's like, you know, it's always come in handy. Always, whatever's there always comes out when I need it. One Droll. Oh, this card came out a lot today. I was actually kind of surprised. For one Droll, this card came out a lot. And a cross out target, no less. I was like, oh, loved it, loved it. One Ash Blossom, been really good to me. Like, dude, like, Ash comes in clutch. It's always going to be one of those, like, staples of all time at that point.
Oh, yeah, I always see him playing.
I
saw that come out, too.
Oh, dude, man. Against a Tricks deck. Oh, dude, Nib saved me so hard on that game. Oh, dude, thank you, Nib. Thank you, Nib. So going into spells and traps, we got 3 Ravine, those glossy Ravines. Oh, so beautiful. Ravine gets those combos started, going in from there for Remus. 2 Whirlwinds. Whirlwinds are actually really good too. They are good for the going turn 2s and all that, if not going first and all that. I went first a lot today, so they didn't play as hard as I want to, but still good. 1 Branded Regained. Every time the Rebellion's going to go on the board, Regain's going to be there. And then get me my Bystials that are already in the grave to come on the board. It's always just prominent to this deck. 1 Gold Sark with the Tempest gets my search for my Remus or any other Wind Dragon. That's the 2 that just bump up the extra searches in this deck. 1 Dragunity Glow gets the Missillivan. Missillivan goes over a dragon. Glow is going to usually send the equip to the board and all that. 1 Call by the Grave. Wish could run more, but can't, unfortunately. But Call by the Grave is always going to be great. 2 cross-outs, because, you know...
You got some more calls right there.
Yeah, no, like, everybody needs double cross-out. Minimum double cross-out, no matter what. 2 Imperms, because you never know when you need to negate an effect. And, you know, Imperm is just always going to be there with the double cross-outs and all that. And, irony enough, used a crossed-out to negate an Imperm, ironically.
Wow.
So, yeah, all chill, all chill. So, going on, we're going to the extra deck now. You know, the spiciness that's in this extra deck. We got the Dragunity Dirk. He's the one that does the add to hand and send to grave. More than half the time I'm doing it 3+ times a turn. So yeah, always clutch. Oh my god, Dragunity Knight Lewin, it's gonna be that extra 6 so I can overlay into an Attuned, and then he gets Phalanx back. He's legit, he's legit. Even in the worst case, I could even link him off with Phalanx to go into the spears, always good. Black Rose Dragon, because I could use Dragunity Whirlwind on my opponent's turn. Black Rose on their turn, they never see that coming as much. So Black Rose is always a clutch. Dragunity Knight Gorma Forbidden. And yes, I can't pronounce that that well, unfortunately. But this little guy's that 7 Dragunity that gets Gisarme, they sink into my 10. So
See, that's all you need to know.
Then we got Borreload Savage. Borreload Savage is always clutch. Like, I'm always going to get a good Link monster equipped to him, get the Link counters, get the Omni Negates. Always there when I need him. And it's like, I kid you not, sometimes when you have to negate those spells and traps that could affect your board, this is exactly the way to go. Dragunity Knight Arumbed. This is the monster effect negator, and he doesn't destroy, so it goes around destruction effects. He just negates and vanishes, so always good, always good. Yeah, you gotta banish one of your own Dragunities in the grave, but he's still always gonna be good. Dragunity Knight Romulus. The only Dragunity Link monster I have in this deck. This dude, he gets me the glows or the whirlwinds or whatever I may need, but more than half the time it's gonna be a glow and go into the combo at that point. 2 Heretic Seal, the Heavenly Spears. I always use 2 in the combo. Sometimes if the combo doesn't work, then I'm just playing them out throughout the game at that point. This card's so good. Even if it brings them out at 0-0, bringing out a Fallen Albaz with this card and fusing on your opponent's turn after they lose something else from a bounce on it, it's like, this one card does so much. Even if they do Dark Ruler no more, it won't be able to bounce a target, but the in-grave effect will still work, allowing me to still get a summon off of that. Guard Dragon Pisty, he's part of the combo with Triple Burst, which is another Link monster I run. He allows altogether to summon Leviathan. Leviathan gets the Dragon Buster, and it allows me to go into my extra combo from there. Protector Whelp, he gets the Dragon Buster as well. This little guy gets him from the deck to the grave. All targets that I'm able to have access to. Triple Burst, this is one of my favorite targets because after I use him up after the combo that I do, in grave I go with Borreload Savage, and then he gets 3 Link counters, gets half of 24 to 12, so he's a 4200 beater. Heretic Dragon King of Attuned, I run 2 of them. This guy, I use both if the combo is successful on the same turn. Gets me my dragons from the extra from the main deck. Even if they're 0/0s, it's still going to work really good. My one and only fusion, Mirror Jade, always comes in handy against if I'm dealing with synchros, links, fusions. It's like always going to be one of those clutches. Like being able to Fallen Albaz on my opponent's turn or just in general, and then be able to fuse into their thing. Always the last target and always good.
Now we got a player here, James. How come you don't seem so happy with some of these 1-0s that pop out? What's going on here?
Oh, you know, I don't know. How do you see Ash? How do you see Borload? How do you see...
You make it sound like it happened to you or something.
How do you see Mirror Jade? How do you see...
Yeah, funny thing is, I only used Mirror Jade once today.
I wonder against who.
And I won't name names, but it got me out of a really bad position, a very, very bad position. Because, you know, Fallen Albaz, fuse on my opponent's monster, get out that one and only Mirror Jade. So
Isn't that also at 1 inside your deck too?
yeah, Albaz is at
How
one.
do you see Albaz?
When Albaz, one Mirror Jade.
Go on.
So ended up using the Albaz, fuse into, I don't want to name names, but it was against it was a protege next to Dark Magician Girl, I guess her master in some shape or form. Dragoon is usually the more common term.
You might or might not see that type of video on the channel, I don't know.
But yeah, no. Was legit. Mirror Jade banked me out of that. So, and then everybody's like, wait, why do you run the Mirror Jade if you don't have a fusion to send out for him? Because he's just a 3K beat stick that I could still use my opponent's monster, and if it dies, they Regeki the board. I don't know. But yeah, no, so far so good. Was a clutch altogether.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Was a good game today.
Yeah. Oh, is that the mat you won right there?
Yep, this is the Dark Magician
Very
Girl.
nice. Very
Beautiful
nice.
as always. And it looks very nice and spicy.
Take care. Always a pleasure. Don't worry about the side deck. Keep your secrets. I think you've shown them enough there. We
Okay,
got some
sir.
players already going a little crazy.
All the joy.
All right. Thanks again, man.